I think a common misconception of coming into the corrections field is that you need to be a male, like a football player, and that is so not the case.
So it definitely helps if you're a people person, makes it a lot easier dealing with inmates, keeping them calm, being able to de-escalate situations rather than escalate them.
To be a correctional officer, I think you have to have a certain level of good character, to have good values, good morals, and to be able to lead by example.
I started when I was in college. A friend of mine worked here at the prison with his dad, and he said, hey, why don't you give the prison a shot and see what it's like? I was one of those people where it was, well, I've seen the prisons on TV, I see the sliding cage, the big key. I don't know if that's really my thing.
The old corrections belief was that we were guards, we were security guards. We were only here to keep the offenders in and keep the public safe, and that was it.
I was a little hesitant at first, but I ended up trying. I applied, got hired, and I haven't looked back since.
Honestly, I had a few misconceptions to where I thought it would be more of an authoritative figure, but I learned that you're dealing with human beings, so you have to address them and approach them as if you would want to be addressed and approached.
And now the new belief is that we are actually here to truly correct behaviors, try to help them become better people.
I think a lot of people feel like parole agents just, lock individuals back up after they've been released. And there's so much more to it because we're trying to change how they think, the way they act, their behavior. We're trying to help them integrate back into the community.
A lot of offenders come to prison. They're not here to, have us give them a hard time, but we are here to enforce the rules and to help them make good choices and to not fall into those bad habits.
I want to help someone get off of parole in a better place than they were when they went to prison. No matter what had happened with their incident of arrest and what happened with the police at that time, I get to be on this end of things and actually see that growth.
When you work in DOC, you have to be flexible because things are forever changing, and it will always be that way.
I think it's the rush of coming in every day knowing that not everything is going to be the same. You see something new, from day one up until now, I see something new every day.
My work week can vary. Some days I'm in Rapid all week and I'll do searches in our living quarters, in our common areas with Delta, my K-9. We'll do searches at other facilities, been through just about every housing unit in the state. So it gives me a chance to get out and see how other units operate.
We don't just bring people to the office. We don't just tell people you need to come to my office and meet me here. We go out to the community and we meet with them there.
Each agent is assigned a caseload, and it sounds very individual, but it's really not. You're working with a team. If a parolee is doing fine, you don't need the team. But if a parolee is struggling and you're just out of ideas or answers, that's when you turn to the team.
When you serve with other people, and you have each other's back daily, you just have a connection with them that can never be described, honestly.
It's a team for sure. The more time you spend together, obviously, the better bond you're gonna have. So she's an animal that comes home every day with me, goes to work with me every day. So when she's at home, she's just, kind of a pet. But she knows when we get in the truck, there's time to go to work.
Probably the best thing about being a parole officer is the fact that we get to wear so many different hats. And one day I might be working with the courts. One day I might be working as a counselor and a social worker. Another day I might be more onto the law enforcement side. Every day is not the same.
What's kept me here this long is the ability to work within my field of duty as a career on the civilian side and correlate that with what I do in the military. The training for each, the experience for each, they go hand in hand.
I had very good trainers, and to this day I still work with those people that trained me. I think they did a very good job.
I teach defensive tactics, things like that, and I really get to build a good bond and rapport with the new staff coming in.
We send individuals through firearms, defensive tactics, and evidence-based practice trainings, communications, and working with people. Those things are absolutely crucial for what we do here.
You'll go through a mentorship program, so they'll ensure that you feel comfortable working on a unit by yourself or with others.
You always have somebody you can go to if you have a question or a concern comes up.
Work-life balance is huge. I have a husband, I have 4 kids. Being able to get off of work to go to their baseball games and their concerts and things like that is huge.
It's work only when I'm at work, and then when I leave that gate, it's me, my family, my girlfriend, and my 2 kids, and we go out and have fun, go to the river, go to the beach, ride motorcycles. You know, it's a good stress reliever. At the end of the day, if you've had a stressful day, there's nothing better than getting on the bike and letting that hair blow in the wind going down the road.
My big stress relief is motorcycles. I love riding motorcycles in the hills. It's a lot of freedom. It's a lot of not having to think about a whole lot. You only have to focus on what you're doing and just enjoy the scenery, enjoy, being outside.
I get up 4:15, I'm at the gym by 4:45. I'm there for a couple of hours, go back home, have coffee with the wife, and at that point, I'm ready for the day. I'm very much a routine person, so I like the routine, and it makes me happy.
I get to spend time with the missus and my dog, as well as spend time with my coworkers who are just like family.
I actually got into arm wrestling when I met my husband. I fell in love with the sport. The camaraderie is amazing. Meeting people from all over the country, all over the world, it's pretty cool. So I went to Malaysia and got first place right-handed in the World Arm Wrestling Championship, and 3rd place left, but we're working on it.
I do some woodworking, I go fishing, and I work around the house, and I do a lot of home improvement, but to me it's spending time with my kids.
My number one thing is being a dad. My number one thing is my family. So what I do for fun is whatever is going to make them smile, whatever is going to make them happy.
I absolutely love being a mom. It's the best part of my life.
Part of what I love about corrections, there's just so much opportunity for advancement and change.
Whether you want to be a correctional officer or whether you want to move through the ranks, or on the other side we have case management, there's just plenty of opportunities for growth.
I love the job, and my goal ultimately is to make sure that the public is safe, and I want to do the best I can for when these guys do release, knowing that I help them.
Give it a try. Apply, take on the role of being a correctional officer. There's a lot of different avenues once you get inside DOC.
This has been a really purposeful career for me. Honestly, when I came here, I was 35. I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I came here and I felt like I was home.
Not gonna lie to you, I was a bit nervous getting into it, but now that I'm into it, I love this job. Every day I come here, it does not feel like work at all. It just feels like I'm here with my friends, or I'm here helping someone change their life one step at a time. It's service with a purpose.
It's service with a purpose.
It's service with a purpose.
Service with a purpose to me is caring about what you're doing and helping ensure that you meet those goals. You create meaningful impact on the people that you work with, serving with a purpose.
If we don't help this population, who's gonna do that work? Are we just gonna continue to build more and more prisons because everybody's going back? At the end of the day, they're gonna live in your community, so why not help them be better once they come back to the community? It's service with a purpose.